All right, on to the Western Conference Finals, and the Phoenix Suns now have a 2-0 lead over the Los Angeles Clippers. They just beat the Clippers in game two, 104-103. An exciting finish uh, and excruciating at the same time. That 2 minutes of gameplay took about 25 minutes of real life. And but DeAndre Ayton with a tip in lob thing with the final seconds. And the Suns have now won 9 straight playoff games. They get 29 points from Cameron Payne. Ayton had 24 points and 14 rebounds. He was 12 of 15 from the floor. Devin Booker, not a great shooting night, but he did put up 20 points. Hit all 9 of his free throws. Paul George, 26 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 10 for 23 from the floor, but they had two key free throw misses late in the ball game. They also get 19 from Reggie Jackson, and Ivica Zubac had 14 points, 11 rebounds. Drink, this is the third consecutive series the Clippers have been down 2-0. Any chance that they can rally in this one?
Nope. Not after what I just saw. This game, everybody that's been watching this series has to admit to themselves, whether you're a Clippers fan or a Suns fan, that this was a game that the Clippers had to win. Why? Because it would show that the Clippers can win a game on the road in a hostile environment, and then it would allow you to go and go back home with the series 1-1. And we don't know if we're going to see Chris Paul in Game 3. Now, I think it's over. I mean, if I had a broom right now, I'd be waving it all around him. It's over. I think that game might have crushed some mental, that collapse. I mean, Paul George, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be right for the rest of this series. No. Missing them 2 free throws like that at the end of the game? That's tough, man. That's tough. DeAndre Ayton, I got to think he's going to build confidence off of this. Devin Booker didn't even have a good game. You still lost the game. Once again, let me repeat myself. Chris Paul wasn't there. He's gonna come back eventually, or maybe not. Maybe he might just say, "Hey, I got COVID. I'm out of here. You boys got it. Go and wrap it up." I don't know. Like this series seemed to be over to me, man, because Kawhi Leonard ain't coming out of that locker room, and what else could the Clippers do different? What could they do different that they didn't do in Game 1 and 2? I would have to know. I don't know. Paul George could have won the game. I don't know if he would have won the game, but he could have put the Clippers in position to win the game had he made his 2 free throws. He missed them, and then Jay Crowder. Oh my! That pass. I mean, don't get me wrong. DeAndre Ayton had a handful of jerseys. I mean, he looked like an offensive lineman out there, the way he was grabbing that jersey. But at the end of the day, they didn't call it, and Jay Crowder dropped a beautiful dime over the rim. And DeAndre Ayton took it home, which I didn't know that play on and ran off 0.2 of a second, but hey, whatever, no big deal. Clippers get the ball back again, Paul George catch the ball, and we seen what happened. Listen, this is bad for Paul George. That was not what Paul George needed. That was this bad. That's bad. And listen, I think the series is over. I said I think it's a sweep. Devin Booker, I don't think he's gonna keep playing a game on the level of what he played tonight. So he's gonna play better. Yeah, man. It's just nothing else I can say. Like this series, this is a sweep. I think this is a sweep. And the Suns gonna do what they do. Chris Paul probably come and play, one of these next 2 games. He might not even play both. But I would love when I'm done, if I'm wrong, I would love for you to explain to me how the Clippers could get back and make this a series. But at the end of the day, I'm looking. The Suns are faster, younger, more refreshed, more hungrier, evidently. Well coached. I don't know, man. It's over to you. Like, tell me something. Tell me something.
I don't think it's completely out of the question that the Clippers could find a way back, but I don't see it happening. Uh, they have it is important to point out they've come back from back-to-back 2-0 deficits to win series against Dallas and against Utah. But also keep in mind that last year we saw Denver recover from back-to-back 3-1 deficits, and then in the Western Conference Finals they got down 3-1 again, and that was it. You can only play with fire so often before you're gonna get burned. And I think that's what's going to happen here. And they did. Now you do have to give the Clippers this credit. They did without their best player. They gave Phoenix their best shot in both of these games. I think in Game 1, you just had Devin Booker put up, an all-time great performance, his first career triple-double, and then in this game, the Clippers had this game late. When you're up a point with 8 seconds left and the ball, and your best player right now in the game gets fouled and has a chance to hit 2 free throws to put you up 3, you got to feel really good about where you're at. And then Paul George does the unthinkable in that situation. Misses both free throws, and then, the Clippers, they played a really good defensive possession, right on that Mikal Bridges 3. And then you have, the 50-50 out of bounds call, the Suns keep it, and then you have the lob to DeAndre Ayton. That's one that's gonna challenge the mental toughness of the Clippers again, which they've already been challenged over and over. And I think the difference is in the short term, Paul George and company made it happen in 2 games against the Utah Jazz. It's just like I think it's highly improbable that the Clippers can recover from a 2-0 deficit with Kawhi Leonard having no impact, because I don't anticipate him coming back. Plus the fact that Chris Paul ain't even injured; he's just in a health and safety protocol. He need them back-to-back negative tests, but we have vaccines. What are we doing? They still need a negative test. So I can't see it either. It's just a shame, because it's just another example where just injuries have just marred this playoff. Even though the game action has been great. I think we've seen some really great game action, but it's just unfortunate because you just wish that you could see these teams at full strength going at each other with Kawhi on the floor, with Chris Paul on the floor. But yeah, I do agree with you. I think this series, the Clippers, maybe they can bounce back and get one in LA, but I think this series is over in 5.